Today I'll be making this ink smoosh card inspired by Heather Nichols from Pinefeather. So the main thing that you're going to need for this project is the Fashion Sense stamp set by Paper Tray, as well as inks, embossing powder that's clear, and if you want the specifics on the other brands that I'm using specifically, then you can check out the description below. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take that silhouette of a woman and get ready to stamp it on a piece of Bristol smooth white cardstock that I have. So I want to have it aligned vertically on my paper, and I'm going to put it on the leftmost side. If you align it horizontally, it doesn't look as interesting as if you align it just vertically, so you can put it on the right, but I'm just going to put it on the left for this project. Also got a flower outline from the set, and I'm going to stamp it using the Flirty Flamingo color by Stampin' Up, and I'm going to stamp it along the bottommost edge of her dress. As I go, I'm going to rotate it so that not all the flowers are in exactly the same position. So when we put ink on it later, I do not want it to get onto the dress or her body, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dress outline and use my embossing ink, Versamark, and I'm just going to stamp it onto the dress. It's not designed to cover the entire dress, so later I am going to be taking an embossing pen and going over the rest of her body. So now I'm going to put the embossing powder on. I'm using Avery Elle Clear Fine Detail Embossing Powder. I've also got a coffee filter because this process is quite messy, and so it kind of helps with the whole cleanup thing. So I'm just going to use the little spoon and I'm going to sprinkle it over the areas where I put the ink, and then I'm just going to tap it into the coffee filter. It's kind of similar to putting on glitter and using glue, but in this case it's embossing powder. Really important to be aggressive with your tapping to make sure that all the excess powder has come off. So now I'm just going to take my clear embossing pen and I'm going to go over her face, her arms, her shoes, and the areas of her dress that the stamping did not reach. I'm going to be going over her hair last because if you go over her hair first, it'll make everything else gray and it really will not have that same effect. Once again, I'm going to go over it with the powder, repeating that same process. Now I'm going to preheat my heat gun and just go over the embossing until the powder is melted. So again, I'm going to use my pen, go over the entire thing so there are no bumps, powder it, and then I'm going to melt it. Using a clean surface, I'm going to put my inks down in a haphazard order, spritz them with a little bit of water, and then smoosh my paper into the colors. Tape runner, and I'm going to tape my artwork onto a piece of yellow cardstock that I cut to be 5 1/4 by 4. Now I'm just going to mount it onto a blank white card base horizontally. I hope you guys enjoyed this demonstration on how to use the ink smush technique. I really enjoyed how this product turned out, and I think it was a very fun and creative method to get that kind of watercolor look. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay crafty till next time!